to have your child die of a drug overdose, and there's a constitutional right not to bury your innocent son as the victim of gangland violence. These are the rights, the constitutional rights. These are the constitutional rights which we are sworn under the Constitution to uphold. And these are the very rights that every organ of the Irish state, lawmakers, government and the courts, has a duty to defend and vindicate. I am about to bring before the Oireachtas a further measure of packages designed to tilt the scales away from the evil people who exploit every protection afforded to the innocent to carry on the deadly handiwork of the guilty. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud of An Garda Síochána. I stood by the force in dark days when its reputation was at risk. I've never let the Garda Síochána down. Yes, I've demanded change, and yes, I've led change. But never in the history of this state has the pace of modernisation and reform been faster in relation to An Garda Síochána. When we said we would expand the force by 2,000 members, I was told by the opposition parties that it would take 21 years. Now, I can understand how they made that mistake, because in office they themselves allowed Garda numbers to fall. But let me tell you this, the recruited strength of An Garda Síochána will reach 14,300 this year and 15,000 next year. We have delivered on our commitments. One of the major advances for An Garda Síochána in the last year was the establishment of the Garda Reserve. I believe that in this day and age it's vital that the force has active links and allies in every local community. In years to come, the Garda Reserve will be seen as a great step forward for An Garda Síochána. I am very proud of its establishment. Ladies and gentlemen, actions taken by Mary Harney and myself slashed insurance costs for every family and business in Ireland. Motor insurance costs have come down by 45% in 3 years. By setting up the Personal Injuries Assessment Board and by outlawing false and exaggerated claims, we routed the compo culture, which threatened Irish growth and which put insurance out of the reach of many young people. In this, as in many other things, the PDs get things done. But it's not good enough for any party simply to point to its record or to point to the weakness of its opponents. Leadership is about vision. The Progressive Democrats intend to put before the Irish people a comprehensive agenda setting out our vision for tomorrow's Ireland. Central to that vision is our commitment to keep Ireland prosperous, competitive and economically strong. A key element of our formula for economic success has been and remains our determination to bring about sustained reform of our taxation system. We are no Johnny-come-latelys to low tax rates or to the concept of freeing people's incomes so that they can make a good life for themselves and their families. Governments don't create prosperity, people do. Governments don't own prosperity, people do. Tax reform means sharing prosperity with the people who create it. Tomorrow we will be considering a major programme of tax reform, including income tax and stamp duty, on which we have been working for months. It's fully costed, and it's achievable in the lifetime of the next government. And I can tell you tonight that I will be proposing to the party's General Council tomorrow that in the lifetime of the next government we will commit to reducing income tax rates to 18% and 38% respectively. We'll also be considering our agenda for radical change in the way Ireland is governed, both centrally and locally. Our system of government is in many ways still, at local level, still a democratic facade. Government by county manager is concealed by elected representatives. The result is unfinished estate, poor planning, poor services, dissatisfied citizens and absolutely no accountability. We'll be setting out as well our plans to bring competition and consumer choice to every corner of the Irish economy. We'll be presenting our plans for pensions, both old age pensions and private pensions, and our agenda for the care of senior citizens. We delivered on our 1997 pledge to bring the pension up to £100. We delivered on our 2002 pledge to bring the pension up to €200. And we'll deliver on the €300 pension over the next 5 years. We'll be showing in the term of the next government how the Progressive Democrats plan to provide real childcare options which equally respect mothers and who work outside the home and inside the home. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be setting out challenging projects for the infrastructural development of our country, and we'll be restating our commitment to visionary urban renewal projects in Dublin and Cork. In the next 90 days, we'll be putting before the Irish people a visionary agenda for a prosperous Ireland that cares for its citizens and that cares for its environment. Those who need Ireland to care for them need Ireland to be prosperous. And those abroad who depend on Irish overseas aid need Ireland to be prosperous. And by the way, they need Liz O'Donnell's voice as well. The Progressive Democrats have their critics. I'm told I even have some myself. But I look around this conference hall and I see Irish women and Irish men who care for their country, who want to serve their country, who give more to their country than they get from it, and who want to give something back to the democracy that our grandparents' generation gave their lives to create. I believe the Irish people respect and will elect politicians who show vision, conviction, capacity and honesty. I believe the Irish people see through phony promises which are the fruit of desperation, not conviction. We're passionate about Ireland. We're ambitious for Ireland. We put our country before personal ambition. Like many here, my ambition is that when the dust settles and the battle is over, I can look my family in the eyes and truthfully say, I gave my best to Ireland. My friends, we face challenges. Ireland faces challenges, and in the next 90 days, our democratic system will decide whether we take up those challenges. The stakes for Ireland are high. Our entire futures depend on how we meet those challenges. Failure, as always, is on offer. Success must, as always, be fought for. The day I was elected leader of this party, I said, fortune favours the brave. At this point of the electoral cycle, exactly 5 years ago, we faced a daunting challenge in which our opponents and our critics wanted to write us out of the script. This point 5 years ago, I was told on live TV that an independent opinion poll placed me at the bottom of the list of candidates in my own constituency. We got out there and worked for 90 days, and on election day we came in first. That's what we've all got to do now. Get out there and work for the next 90 days. Get out and work for Ireland. Are you up for it? Yes. Are you with me? Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, the stakes couldn't be higher for Ireland. Ireland needs you more than ever. Roll up your sleeves, get out and work to give Ireland the government that the next generation deserves. For us and for Ireland, now is not the time to turn back. Don't throw it all away. The best is yet to come. Thank you.
And that brings to an end our live coverage of the Leaders' Address to the Progressive Democrats Conference here in Wexford. There will be comment and analysis on the Week in Politics programme on RT1 television at 10 to 11 tomorrow night. But for now, from Wexford,